Hello, all. For this next reading lesson today, we're going to look at some Greek roots. And we're going to look at 5 in particular today. I believe we studied some Latin roots earlier in the year, but today we're going to look at Greek. And these 5 we're going to look at are bio, phone, scope, graph, and meter. Now remember, a root, these are words that are going to be prefixes, they're going to be suffixes, but when you understand, or when you remember what all of these roots mean, it can help you decipher the meaning of a word. A word you may not know the meaning of, but if you know bio means life, you can go, well, it has something to do with life. This is important. Guys, I still use this to this day. If I come across a word I don't know, but I recognize the root in it, I'll go, it's gotta be something to do with life. It's got bio in it, so. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go through these slides here with the magic pen, and I'm gonna write down the meaning of the root. Then I'll write down maybe a word or two to show you how it's used in a word. So the first one we're going to look at is bio. And what does bio mean? Bio means life. Okay? Bio means life. So if you study biology, it means you study life. If you're reading a biography, biography, you're reading the written story of someone's life. Phone. What do you think phone means? If you said sound, then hey, good job. If you're thinking of something like the telephone, tele means far off sound. Telephone, you can hear something over it. The first record players were called phonographs. Written down sound. It's more than, records that written down in the wax. So phone means sound. Scope. Well, scope is a viewing instrument. Not scope the mouthwash. Scope, a viewing instrument. So something like a telescope. Tele is not one of our roots right now, but tele is far off. And if a scope is a viewing instrument, so far off viewing instrument, a telescope is used to view far away things, right? What about a kaleidoscope? You guys ever looked at I'm not even sure I can remember how to spell it. It's kind of one of those words that's a rough spell. Kaleidoscope. That's something you look at, and it's got all the weird colors. It's kind of trippy looking. Kaleidoscope. So it's a viewing instrument, something to look through. Graph. Graph is something written. Written or drawn, depending on used, but most of the time it's written. So for instance, we said biography in our first example of bio. Now we're combining the two, biography. There's graph right there in bio, life written down. Or, you ever heard of the old ways people used to communicate telegraphs? Little telegraphs. I know I could come with a bajillion more if I would just stop and think about them. And then our last one here is meter. Now, before I even write anything down, we have looked at this word before. Where have we heard it? Yeah, back in module 2 of math, right? Meter means measure. When we were talking about something like a kilometer. What about something we all reuse, thermometer? Thermometer. If meter means measure, thermo means heat. Thermometer measures heat, right? Thermometer. So these root words all have meanings. Biophone, scope, graph, and meter. And if you can remember just what the roots mean, when you come across a word you don't know, you can stop and go, wait, I know that. I know bio means life. I know phone means sound, so that has to be something that somebody can hear. I know scope is a viewing instrument, so the character must be using something to see. I know graph means write, or written or drawn, so somebody's writing something down. Or meter means measure, so it's got to be a device for measuring something. That's really all there is to it, guys. So what you're going to do is you're going to add on to the flashcards you had made earlier this year. You're going to make 5 new slides where you're going to add these roots, their meanings, and you're going to come up with some words for them, okay? Cool.